ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests. Have you ever found yourself abruptly awakened in the deep silence of the night, your senses tingling as if a higher force was gently nudging you from slumber? It is in these mystical hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. that many believe a sacred energy permeates the world, beckoning us to awaken not just physically but spiritually. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., the world rests in a profound stillness that feels almost otherworldly. Streets are silent, distractions fade, and the noise of daily life is replaced by an encompassing calm. This unique stillness creates a sacred window of opportunity for a deeper connection with God. It's as if the universe itself pauses, inviting you to step into a space where divine communication becomes clearer and more accessible. Many believe that waking up during this time is not coincidental, but a purposeful moment orchestrated by God to draw your attention inward and upward. In the quiet of these early hours, your mind is free from the clutter of the day. The worries, to-do lists, and responsibilities that usually occupy your thoughts are at rest, leaving you in a state of openness and receptivity. This mental stillness is a rare gift, and it is during these moments that your spirit becomes more attuned to the subtle whispers of the divine. It's easier to sense God's presence, to hear His voice, and to feel His guidance when the distractions of the external world are temporarily set aside. This sacred time can feel like a personal invitation from God to deepen your relationship with Him. It's a reminder that amidst the busyness of life, there is always time to connect with the Creator. Waking up during these hours could be God's way of gently calling you to pause and prioritize your spiritual well-being. It's not about the interruption to your sleep, but about creating space for something far greater, a moment of communion with the divine. In many spiritual traditions, the hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. hold significant meaning. Some refer to this as the hour of the soul or the time of the spirit. It is believed that during these hours, the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is at its thinnest, making it easier to feel God's presence and receive His guidance. This belief resonates across cultures and faiths, pointing to a universal truth. There is something deeply sacred about this time of day. For those who embrace this moment, waking up early becomes less of an inconvenience and more of a blessing. It's a time to pray, to meditate, or simply to sit in the silence and listen. This is a chance to pour out your heart to God, to express gratitude for His blessings, and to seek clarity for the challenges you face. It's a moment to ask questions and to trust that answers will come not always in words, but in feelings, insights, or a sense of peace that transcends understanding. The stillness of these hours also mirrors the inner stillness we seek in our relationship with God. Just as the world is quiet, we are reminded to quiet our minds and open our hearts. In this space of inner peace, we become more aware of God's presence. We may feel a sense of comfort, love, or reassurance that we are never alone. This awareness can be transformative, filling us with a renewed sense of purpose and strength to face the day ahead. Furthermore, waking up at this time can be seen as a sign of alignment with the divine. It's as if God is saying, "I'm here." Let's talk. This sense of being called or chosen for a special moment of communion can be deeply humbling and inspiring. It reminds us that no matter how busy or chaotic our lives may seem, God is always present, always listening, and always ready to guide us. For some, these early hours become a cherished part of their spiritual practice. They intentionally set aside time during this window to connect with God, knowing that it is a time of heightened spiritual sensitivity. Over time, this practice can deepen their faith, strengthen their trust in God, and bring a sense of peace and fulfillment that carries into the rest of their lives. Waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is an invitation to embrace stillness, to seek connection, and to open yourself to the infinite possibilities of divine guidance. It's a reminder that even in the quietest hours, God is near, loving you, guiding you, and inviting you into a closer relationship with Him. In the silence, there is a profound opportunity to discover not only more about God, but also more about yourself and the path He has laid out for you. So the next time you find yourself awake during this sacred time, resist the urge to dismiss it as a random occurrence. Instead, see it as a gift, a precious moment to connect with the Creator and to draw strength, peace, and purpose from His presence. Embrace the stillness and allow it to transform your heart and soul. Waking between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. can feel like a strange interruption, but it often carries a deeper spiritual significance. In moments when sleep is broken and the quiet of the early hours surrounds you, it may not be mere coincidence. It might be a divine nudge, a subtle call from God to pause and reflect on your life, your choices, and your spiritual alignment. These moments hold the potential to become transformative if approached with openness and a willingness to listen. Life often rushes by in a blur of responsibilities, obligations, and distractions. From the moment we wake until the time we rest, our minds are filled with tasks to complete, conversations to hold, and problems to solve. It can be easy to lose sight of the deeper questions. Am I walking the path intended for me? Am I fulfilling my purpose? Waking up during this specific time can serve as a profound reminder to pause and evaluate. In the stillness of the early hours, the absence of noise and activity creates the perfect environment for introspection. This is a time when the mind is naturally quieter, less consumed by the chatter of daily life. In this quiet space, clarity emerges. It becomes easier to sense what might be out of balance, to confront emotions that have been buried, or to hear the subtle whispers of divine guidance that are often drowned out during the day. Reflecting on your life during these moments is not about judgment or criticism, but about awareness and realignment. It's about asking honest questions. Am I living authentically? Am I nurturing my relationships? Am I making decisions that align with my values and faith? These questions, while simple, can illuminate areas of life that may need attention or adjustment. When you wake during these hours, it can also be an opportunity to identify patterns or emotions you've been ignoring. Perhaps there's an unresolved conflict weighing on your heart or a decision you've been postponing. God's gentle wake-up call may be His way of encouraging you to face these matters with courage and faith. The quiet of the early morning provides a safe and sacred space to process these thoughts without the distractions or pressures of the day. This time also serves as a powerful moment to reconnect with your purpose. Life's busyness can often pull us in multiple directions, leaving us feeling scattered or unfulfilled. Waking up during this period can be a reminder to refocus on what truly matters. It's an invitation to consider whether your actions are aligned with your goals, values, and the divine plan God has for you. For many, this reflective process leads to prayer or meditation. Turning to God during these moments can bring a sense of peace and direction. Through prayer, you can seek guidance, ask for strength, and express gratitude for the blessings in your life. It's a time to listen as much as it is to speak, to remain open to the insights and clarity that may come in response. Waking up during this time isn't just about personal reflection, but about the broader impact of your life on others. Are you contributing to the well-being of those around you? Are you using your gifts and talents in ways that serve the greater good? These moments of quiet reflection can inspire a renewed commitment to living with intention and purpose, rooted in love and faith. Waking between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. can symbolize a turning point, a chance to let go of old patterns and embrace new beginnings. It's an opportunity to release guilt, regret, or fear that may be holding you back. God may be calling you to step into a new season of growth, healing, or transformation. The early morning hours offer a blank slate, a fresh start to align yourself with the divine plan for your life. It's important to approach these moments with a spirit of openness and trust. Instead of viewing the interruption to your sleep as an inconvenience, see it as an opportunity for growth. Trust that there is a reason you've been awakened at this specific time. Trust that God has a message for you, even if it takes time to discern what it is. These moments of reflection are not always easy. They may bring up emotions, memories, or realizations that are uncomfortable to face, but they are also moments of profound grace where healing, clarity, and renewal become possible. Embracing this process with faith and courage can lead to a deeper sense of peace and purpose in your life. Waking between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is more than just a moment in time. It's an invitation to grow, to align, and to draw closer to God. It's a reminder that even in the quietest hours, you are never alone. God is with you, guiding you toward a life that reflects His love and wisdom. When approached with an open heart, these moments can become a profound source of strength, insight, and inspiration for the journey ahead. When you wake between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., it may feel like an unusual disruption, but it is often more than just a random event. This sacred window, referred to by many as the most spiritually potent time of the day, can serve as an invitation from God to engage in prayer and meditation. In the silence of these early hours, there is a unique opportunity to connect with the divine in ways that might not be possible during the busyness of the day. Prayer during this time holds a special power. The stillness of the world allows your heart and mind to focus more fully on God. Without the distractions of daily life, your thoughts become clearer, your spirit feels lighter, and the connection to the divine deepens. It's as though the quiet itself amplifies your prayers, allowing them to flow freely and authentically. This is a time to pour out your heart, to express gratitude, to seek forgiveness, and to ask for guidance. Engaging in prayer during these hours is not just about speaking to God, it's also about listening. Prayer becomes a two-way conversation when approached with an open heart. Waking at this hour may be God's way of inviting you to listen more closely to His voice. In the quiet of the early morning, without the noise of the world to drown it out, you may sense His guidance more clearly. This guidance might come in the form of a feeling of peace, an inspired thought, or a deep sense of reassurance that you are on the right path. Meditation complements prayer beautifully during this time. While prayer is often about communication with God, meditation involves creating a stillness within yourself to feel His presence. This practice allows you to quiet your mind, focus your thoughts, and become fully present in the moment. Meditation during these hours helps you tune into the divine energy that surrounds and sustains you. In many spiritual traditions, the early morning hours are considered the most auspicious time for meditation. The calmness of the environment mirrors the inner stillness that meditation seeks to cultivate. This alignment between outer and inner peace creates a powerful space for spiritual growth. Meditation during this time can bring a heightened awareness of God's presence, a deeper understanding of your purpose, and a greater sense of harmony with the universe. Through meditation, you may also find clarity about challenges or decisions in your life. When the mind is calm and focused, it becomes easier to discern the subtle guidance that God provides. This clarity is not always about receiving direct answers, but about developing a sense of trust and confidence in the path that lies ahead. The early morning hours are also an ideal time to pray and meditate because they symbolize a new beginning. Each day offers a fresh start, and these sacred moments before dawn can set the tone for the day ahead. Engaging in prayer and meditation during this time helps you center yourself, align your intentions with God's will, and approach the day with a sense of purpose and peace. There's a profound sense of intimacy in connecting with God during these hours. It's a private, personal moment where you can be completely honest and vulnerable. The world is asleep, the distractions are minimal, and it feels as though it's just you and God. This intimacy allows for a deeper connection and a more meaningful spiritual experience. Many people who embrace the practice of prayer and meditation during these hours describe feeling a sense of renewal and empowerment. They wake up not just physically but spiritually with a sense of clarity, purpose, and alignment that carries into their day. This practice can transform not only your mornings but your entire outlook on life as it fosters a deeper relationship with God and a stronger sense of inner peace. Waking up during this time may also serve as a reminder that prayer and meditation are not just rituals but lifelines. They connect you to a source of strength, wisdom, and love that is always available. By prioritizing these practices, you create a foundation of faith and resilience that can sustain you through life's challenges. Waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is an invitation to step away from the noise of the world and into the stillness of the divine. It's a call to embrace prayer and meditation as tools for connection, clarity, and transformation. These practices not only bring you closer to God, but also to yourself, helping you align your life with your highest purpose and deepest values. In these sacred hours, you discover that the quiet is not empty, it's filled with the presence of God, waiting to meet you in prayer and meditation. Waking between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. often feels like a peculiar interruption, but it can carry a profound spiritual message. This time is considered sacred in many spiritual traditions and offers an unparalleled opportunity to release emotional burdens, past hurts, and unresolved feelings. These quiet hours, untouched by the demands of the day, create a space where your heart and mind can process what has been weighing you down, enabling you to move forward with a sense of peace and renewal. Emotional burdens often accumulate over time, sometimes unnoticed. Hurtful words, unresolved conflicts, regrets, or fears can linger in your subconscious, influencing your thoughts, actions, and overall well-being. These emotions can feel heavy, like an invisible weight that affects your ability to fully embrace life. The stillness of the early morning provides a safe and nurturing environment to confront these feelings, acknowledge them, and begin the process of letting them go. Releasing emotional burdens doesn't mean dismissing or invalidating your feelings. It means creating space within yourself to heal and move forward. During the day, distractions and responsibilities often make it difficult to focus on inner healing. The early hours, however, provide a unique opportunity to sit with your emotions, explore their origins, and understand their impact. This process requires honesty, self-compassion, and patience, but it can lead to profound transformation. Waking during this time can be seen as a divine nudge to reflect on what needs to be released. Are there unresolved conflicts that you've been avoiding? Are there fears or doubts holding you back? Are there past mistakes or regrets that you haven't forgiven yourself for? These questions can feel daunting, but the act of reflecting on them in the quiet of the early morning allows you to approach them with a sense of calm and clarity. Prayer and meditation are powerful tools for this process. Through prayer, you can ask God for the strength to release what no longer serves you. You can seek His guidance in navigating complex emotions and His grace to forgive yourself and others. Prayer becomes a dialogue with the divine, where you can unburden your heart and feel reassured by God's love and support. Meditation, on the other hand, helps you cultivate a sense of stillness and awareness. It allows you to observe your emotions without judgment, creating a space where healing can occur. As you sit in quiet meditation, you may notice feelings rising to the surface: grief, anger, guilt, or fear. These moments are not to be feared, but embraced as opportunities for release. By acknowledging these emotions and letting them pass, you create room for peace, love, and joy to enter your heart. Forgiveness plays a significant role in releasing emotional burdens. Whether it's forgiving others or forgiving yourself, the act of letting go of resentment or guilt is incredibly freeing. Holding on to anger or regret ties you to the past, preventing you from fully living in the present. Waking during these sacred hours can be God's way of encouraging you to take the step toward forgiveness. In the quiet, with no distractions, it becomes easier to open your heart to the possibility of release and healing. Gratitude is another practice that can help during these moments. While releasing burdens involves acknowledging pain, gratitude shifts your focus to the blessings in your life. It reminds you that even in the midst of struggles, there is much to be thankful for. Gratitude has the power to transform your perspective, making it easier to let go of negative emotions and embrace a sense of hope and renewal. These early hours also offer a fresh start, a symbolic new beginning. Each day is an opportunity to let go of what no longer serves you and to step into the person you are becoming. The quiet of the morning reinforces this sense of renewal, reminding you that you are not defined by your past or your mistakes. You are continually being shaped by your experiences and by the divine love that guides you. Releasing emotional burdens is not always a one-time event. It's a process that unfolds over time, requiring regular self-reflection and spiritual practice. Waking between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. can become a sacred ritual, a time dedicated to inner healing and growth. By consistently using this time for prayer, meditation, and reflection, you build a foundation of emotional resilience and spiritual strength. These moments of wakefulness are an invitation to grow closer to God and to yourself. They are a reminder that you are not alone in your struggles and that healing is always possible. The burdens you carry are not meant to weigh you down forever. They are meant to teach you, to shape you, and eventually to be released so that you can step into a life filled with peace, joy, and purpose. Waking during these sacred hours is a gift, a divine reminder that even in the stillness of the night, God is present, ready to guide you toward healing and renewal. Waking between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. can feel like a mysterious or even inconvenient occurrence, but it often carries a deeper spiritual significance. This time, often called the hour of divine connection, is a moment when God may be calling you to embrace and cultivate spiritual growth. In these quiet hours, the distractions of the day fade away, leaving a profound opportunity to explore your relationship with God and deepen your understanding of His presence in your life. Spiritual growth is a journey of becoming more attuned to your soul, your purpose, and your connection to the divine. It is a process of moving beyond superficial concerns and engaging with the deeper questions of existence. Who am I? Why am I here? How can I align my life with God's will? These early hours provide an ideal setting for such introspection. The stillness of the world around you mirrors the stillness you are invited to cultivate within, creating a space where you can truly listen to the whispers of your soul. Waking at this time is not a random occurrence. It can be viewed as a divine prompt to turn inward and seek God's guidance. It's as if God is tapping on the door of your heart, asking you to step away from the chaos of daily life and focus on the eternal. This call might come as a sense of restlessness, a yearning for something more, or an inexplicable urge to pray, meditate, or reflect. Answering this call opens the door to profound spiritual insights and transformation. One of the key aspects of spiritual growth is learning to trust in God's plan, even when it is not fully understood. During these hours when the world is quiet and your mind is less cluttered, it becomes easier to surrender your worries and uncertainties to God. Through prayer, you can express your fears and doubts, seeking reassurance in His wisdom. This act of surrender is not about giving up, but about recognizing that you are not alone and that God's love and guidance are always available. Meditation during this time can also play a crucial role in fostering spiritual growth. By quieting your mind and focusing on your breath or a spiritual mantra, you create a space where you can feel the presence of God more deeply. This practice helps you move beyond the surface level of your thoughts and connect with the divine energy within and around you. Meditation can reveal truths about yourself and your path, offering clarity and inspiration that guide you throughout your day. The early morning hours are also a time when the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds is said to be thinner. This means you may feel more attuned to God's presence and more open to receiving His messages. These messages may not always come as words or visions. They can manifest as a sense of peace, an inspired idea, or an unshakable feeling of being loved and supported. By dedicating this time to spiritual practices, you open yourself to these subtle yet profound communications. Spiritual growth also involves aligning your actions with your beliefs. Waking during these hours provides an opportunity to reflect on how you are living your life and whether it aligns with the values you hold dear. Are you treating others with kindness and compassion? Are you using your talents and resources to make a positive impact in the world? Are you seeking to grow in love and understanding? These moments of wakefulness can serve as a reminder to recommit to your spiritual values and strive to embody them more fully. This time can also be a moment to nurture gratitude, a cornerstone of spiritual growth. Gratitude shifts your perspective, helping you recognize the abundance of blessings in your life and deepening your connection to the divine. By focusing on what you are thankful for during these hours, you cultivate a sense of contentment and trust that God is working in your life, even in ways you may not yet understand. The journey of spiritual growth is deeply personal, yet it connects you to something far greater than yourself. It is about becoming the person God created you to be and stepping into the fullness of your purpose. Waking between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is an invitation to take intentional steps on this journey, to seek God's guidance, and to trust in His plan for your life. These sacred hours remind you that growth often requires stepping out of your comfort zone and into the unknown. It asks you to face your fears, embrace your imperfections, and trust that you are being shaped into the person you are meant to become. By dedicating this time to spiritual practices, you align yourself with this process, allowing God's love and wisdom to guide you every step of the way. Waking during these hours is not an interruption, but a gift. It is a divine call to deepen your connection with God, reflect on your path, and embrace the ongoing process of spiritual growth. Through prayer, meditation, and self-reflection, you open your heart to God's presence, allowing His light to guide you toward a life of greater purpose, peace, and joy. Waking between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. often feels like an unexpected disruption, but it can carry profound spiritual significance. It is a moment when God may be calling you to pray for yourself and others, inviting you into a sacred partnership with Him to bring light, hope, and healing to the world. This divine prompting is an extraordinary opportunity to align your heart with God's will and to intercede for those in need. Prayer during these early hours is unique. The stillness of the night creates an atmosphere of intimacy with God, allowing you to speak openly and listen deeply without the distractions of the day. It is in these moments that prayer becomes not just a ritual, but a powerful dialogue. You may feel a sense of urgency or a specific name or situation pressing on your heart. This is not random, it is often God directing your focus to where your prayers are most needed. When you pray for yourself, this sacred time allows you to connect with your deepest needs and desires. It's a chance to bring your fears, uncertainties, and aspirations before God with a raw, unfiltered honesty. There is something profoundly healing about sharing your burdens with the one who knows you completely and loves you unconditionally. You may find yourself asking for clarity in a difficult decision, strength to overcome a challenge, or peace in the midst of turmoil. Whatever your prayer, the act of turning to God reinforces your trust in His wisdom and care. But the beauty of this sacred hour lies not only in praying for yourself, but in extending that prayer to others. Intercessory prayer, or praying on behalf of others, is an act of love and compassion. It is a way of standing in the gap for those who may not be able to pray for themselves, whether due to physical, emotional, or spiritual struggles. When God wakes you during these hours, it is often a call to focus your energy and faith on the needs of others, becoming a channel for His grace and blessings. The power of intercessory prayer is not limited by distance or circumstances. You can pray for family, friends, strangers, or even entire communities and nations. You might feel led to pray for someone dealing with illness, grief, or loneliness, or for a world burdened by conflict, poverty, or injustice. Your prayers, offered in faith and love, have the ability to touch lives in ways you may never fully understand. They transcend the physical world, reaching the heart of God and inviting His intervention. During these early hours, your prayers may carry a heightened sense of clarity and focus. The quiet environment allows you to tune into the subtle promptings of the Holy Spirit, guiding you in what to pray for and how to approach each situation. Sometimes the burden on your heart may feel overwhelming, but it is in these moments that prayer becomes an act of surrender. By lifting the situation to God, you acknowledge that while you may not have all the answers, He does. Prayer at this hour is also a time to express gratitude and acknowledge God's sovereignty. It's easy to focus solely on problems or requests, but beginning or ending your prayer with thanksgiving creates a balance that honors God's goodness. Gratitude shifts your perspective, reminding you of His faithfulness in the past and building your confidence in His ability to act in the present and future. Waking at this hour and praying for others also transforms you spiritually. It nurtures a sense of empathy, humility, and interconnectedness. It reminds you that, as individuals, we are part of a larger spiritual family, and our actions, including our prayers, have the power to uplift and support one another. This practice deepens your relationship with God as you witness His responses, big or small, to your prayers over time. Incorporating Scripture into your prayers can also enhance the depth and power of your intercessions. The Bible is filled with promises and truths that can guide your words and anchor your faith. For instance, you might pray Psalm 23 for someone in need of comfort, or Isaiah 40:31 for someone seeking strength. These sacred words carry divine authority, reinforcing your prayers and aligning them with God's will. As you continue this practice, you may notice a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. Even if you don't immediately see the results of your prayers, trust that God is working in ways beyond your understanding. Sometimes the act of praying itself is as transformative for you as it is for the person or situation you're praying for. It cultivates patience, strengthens your faith, and deepens your awareness of God's presence in your life. Waking between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. to pray is a divine appointment, a sacred opportunity to join God in His work of healing and restoration. It is a reminder that prayer is not just a personal act, but a collective one, bridging the gap between heaven and earth. When you respond to this call, you become an instrument of God's love, channeling His grace and compassion into the world. It is a powerful and humbling experience that reminds you of the incredible privilege and responsibility of being a co-creator with God in the unfolding of His divine plan.